Bonnie Meadows. We're going to this campground. That's where we're gonna store all of our stuff and set up camp out in the middle of nowhere. We are gonna find Sasquatch. Is what we're doing. We're going in with positive intentions. We're going in with love and light in our hearts. We know that Bigfoot is telepathic, so that he can read our intentions. We also know, well, I don't know actually if he's interdimensional or a physical creature, but I think we're gonna find out this weekend. Man, I've always been obsessed with Bigfoot. I grew up in the Redwood Forest. I grew up in Humboldt County. Grew up in the Sequoia Giants, always out in the woods looking for Bigfoot. And, you know, a few years ago, we moved up here to the Oregon area, and he's out here too. You know, we keep hearing stories about him, and actually where we're at right now, we've heard, we've had reported sightings. So we are going to find Bigfoot out here. Sasquatch is out here, man. I grew up, you know, looking for him my whole life, and so this has been like my favorite cryptid has been Bigfoot. We are here with the right intentions. We're here with love and light, and we're here to call upon Bigfoot. I know that he's out here. I know that he's telepathic. I know that he can read all of our intentions and our thoughts, and we are out in the right place in the middle of nowhere.
So when I was growing up, I had a terrifying experience where a bipedal, very large creature ran up a very steep embankment. When it got to the top, it let out a deafening, horrifying screech. And we all ran for our lives. And I never could figure out what it was other than a Bigfoot, because it was not a bear, it was not a mountain lion. And I should say, before it ran up, it also broke a small tree. And let's just say there's no other creature in the forest that can do that other than a Bigfoot.
Man, so we took the highway out here, and I saw Google popped up a little thing that said, hey, this path will be 15 minutes faster. And I like to get places faster. So we took the little, well, it did, I will say, it said closed to motorized vehicles. There was a sign that said that, but I kept thinking 15 minutes faster, I want to get there. So we took this road, and that may or not have, it was a mistake. Dude, we are in the middle of nowhere. This is absolutely beautiful. If Sasquatch is out here, this is where we're going to find him. This road is hairy as hell.
Want to get out and push the car?
Like, it's not that bad when we were going, and then it just keeps getting bumpier and crazier and bigger potholes that, like, I don't have four-wheel drive. That's also a problem. Probably shouldn't take the road. And then all of a sudden it narrows up. It's all like dirt and gravel straight up this hill, and my car doesn't want to make it. We start spinning, wheels are starting to spin, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to go over this fast. So we like go full reverse down this thing, and right here is just a gigantic fucking cliff, and it narrows down to where I can barely fit two tires on the road, and I'm gonna have to do it fast to go up this gravelly, bumpy ass hill. And man, I tell you, there was a second that I was like, we're gonna die. We're definitely gonna die. The amount of adrenaline that was going through me was insane. That was gnarly.
No one said finding Squatch would be easy.
Man, don't drive on this hill. We're on what road is it? We're on
We're on a closed.
Meadows.
We're on a closed road right now. So.
It said no motorized vehicles and.
My best friend Javonie and my dad's friend Ben, and we're on an adventure to find Bigfoot, and I hope we find him. If we do, we're gonna be homies.
Today we are going to be looking for Bigfoot. I am out here with probably my best friend, his dad, Ben, and when I was little, I used to watch a lot of those conspiracy videos about everything, and Bigfoot was one of the really big topics. And I was really into it. I don't know a super lot about it, but I did enjoy watching those videos. And if we find Bigfoot, we probably are today, I would be super stoked about that, and I'm really excited for today.
Right.
These are fucking weird tracks. I don't know what they're. I mean, it's probably a dog, but some of these are pretty big. It's interesting stuff. These fucking trees, man. There's so many trees that have just been stripped of bark. Look at this. And there's just piles of it down at the base of the tree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it really is. That is so strange. You know, they talk about how Bigfoots communicate. And boys, you want to try this with one of those sticks? This is what they call wood knocking. That Bigfoots might actually communicate from like miles away by hitting sticks against trees like this. And especially if they're barkless. And yeah, man, this is like a telephone for them. Maybe that's why they strip them.
Ready?
Yeah.
Love it.
They know you're there. They have lookouts, okay?
Right.
And if they want to put the dogs on you, then you're really going to be in trouble, and that's a dog man, okay? So they all have family units. They have other things that are around. There are some things, I don't know what these other things are, but this is your approach. When you walk up, if you have a gun, yeah, you want to protect yourself, but introduce yourself, say, hey, I'm here. We're only here to walk around and look. We're only here to explore. We're not here to hurt you or your family. Let your intentions be known. They have abilities that we don't have. Let's just put it like that, okay? They have supernatural abilities and spiritual abilities that we don't have. Right. They're able to go in and out of portals. They're able to go in and out of dimensions. They're able to cloak right in front of you like the Predator and go across. And that happened to me. I had it happen right in front of me. I've had it happen more than one time. And so, yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
All right. So we're out here. It's around maybe 5 o'clock, I think. We're getting to the evening.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that Bigfoot, he likes to play, out in the dark. So we have to communicate with him right now and let him know our intentions. So we are going to say a little prayer, I guess, or we can call it a little meditation. So everybody just close their eyes for a minute. Focus on their breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In, 1, 2, 3, hold. Out, 1, 2, 3. Now everyone kind of focus on where we're at right now. We're out near Mount Hood. So picture Mount Hood in your head. Now, you know where we're camping. Picture our campsite. Now picture exactly where we are right now on this trail. Now see Bigfoot in your mind. And just let him know that we're here to say hello. We're here to communicate. We're not here to harm or exploit. Just send our positive intentions to him right now. Okay, I think you heard us. Let's go find Bigfoot.
And the psychic communication is another thing. I've had quite a few guests lately that talk about that they'll go out into these rural areas, especially if they're like have an intention on maybe finding a Bigfoot or something. They'll get this kind of strange feelings and communications. Either they're not supposed to be there or that they're being watched, and they get this kind of overall nervousness. Or some people get this loving feeling. It's very interesting. Kind of makes me think of, that they are all around in those areas, just kind of watching if they have the ability to, phase in and out. And which, I'm starting to believe the more and more I hear from people who do this deep research, that, these fuckers can get interdimensional. They can become invisible. They can phase out of our vision, whether it's them affecting our perception or they're actually able to change their molecular structure to where they become fucking invisible. I don't know. It's pretty crazy though.
You guys think this looks freshly broken? This top part?
It does.
Now what the hell would break a tree, the top of it, out in the middle of the wilderness?
All stripped and all beat up and everything, right next to these two that are also all tore up.
Something snapped that.
Yeah, this is straight up.
Even more stripped trees, like all around. This looks like fur.
And it doesn't even. It almost.
I think it might be old moss or something, but it looks and feels like fur.
Let's get back here.
Whoa.
Check out. Toe, 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 toe.
Like I said, it's huge. It starts all the way back here and comes all the way up here. And that's like my whole spread of my hand. So right here, it's about the same size, a little bit bigger than my lightsaber that I have with me. And that's pretty big.
There's one there, but look, it looks like there's one there too.
We have big toe, small toe, heel.
See him up here, yeah, look at that.
Got here.
It's huge, man. Whatever
Wow.
made that indentation, it's just gigantic.
You can see that perfectly. All right, anyone want to try a call? Sometimes you hear those really crazy, like long out guttural growls. Exactly. That was good. Sorry. What exactly did you hear?
It was like a thud. Like Almost like if someone was upstairs in a wood floor and like dropped something. Like a thud.
All right.
Top of the tree right here.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's no way it could just
All right.
naturally all the way around.
This is the top of the tree. It is laying in a cross formation between these two other trees. So we got the X. And if we walk up here, guys, we can see clearly this tree had to have been placed here deliberately. There's no stump. You would see a big stump. Nothing. Nothing but rocks. The only other thing is this one, but that's a complete different angle. That's weird. Why would someone place it right in the cross? A person would not do that.
So when we see these crosses up here, when we see like the way that these trees are crossed like that, and we have this log laying up here, this can definitely indicate that we are like in Bigfoot's territory. This is him marking his territory. We could very well be going into something interesting right now. Okay, so we're out here. We've seen several things that have indicated that we are in Bigfoot, like his territory. We are going to refocus right now, and we are going to send out some intentions that we want to see Bigfoot. So we're all out here right now. All right. Let's picture Bigfoot's face right now. Whatever image that has in your mind. You can see even his outline, you know, that iconic image of Bigfoot. So just focus on your mind right now on Bigfoot. See the outline of him. See his hair. See his face and his eyes looking into your eyes. Bigfoot, we're here to communicate with you. We're here to speak with you. And we're here to find you. We have nothing but the best of intentions. We just want to communicate. We are going to find you. All right? Let's go find Bigfoot.
Let's go find Bigfoot.
Hold on. Get me for a sec. That was weird. Like, in my mind's eye, when you're doing that, I just got this image of an eye staring at me. Giant eye with the pupil. Just looking.
I have no
I'm
doubt.
not fucking lying.
No,
That was,
I have no doubt that he can
That
see
was
us
weird.
right now, man.
that was weird. Like, I did not imagine it. It's like, you know when you look at a light source and then that light source gets imprinted on your closed eyes?
Right.
It was like that type of thing. It's not like, in my mind's eye, it's literally like,
Really feel that. I think so.
I don't know.
I saw his face.
That was really weird.
When I looked into its eyes, it's like something happened. It was a connection that was made. And I can't explain that. And I don't try to explain it. All I know is when I feel them come around, I know that they're around. You know, I've got many stories now since 2019. It's 2022 now. So, you know, and they're there. And when I want to talk to them, and I can pretty much just talk to them.
So there was this little, there was this area that we had passed where there was this tree that was literally like upside down and hanging between some trees. It was absolutely bizarre. There was no natural way that this could have happened. And after that, like the energy changed. We felt a presence watching us, and this was actually right after we had done one of these intention circles where we were refocusing on Bigfoot. It was around after that, and Ben had actually felt the presence of like an eye watching him, and later on some of the boys felt that way as well. They both talked about this eye watching them. So I think you're right, man. I think that he's kind of making a decision on us to see if we're worthy to come out and talk to. Just how many people come out here and try to find him.
Dude, you know what's weird? Like, just as you said that, like, my camera is going in and out of dark to light. I don't know why. There's no reason for that to happen.
Interesting.
Huh.
Like, has his own realm or something that he can travel between?
So, dude, like, interdimensionally, I absolutely think that. Like, I think that, like, yeah. That happened to me when I was doing
Okay, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why is this? What is going on here? I did not press anything.
So Bigfoot, if he is physical, I think we'll find him out here, but I think that there's a very good likelihood that he is interdimensional. I think that there's been too many sightings with him that correlate with UFO sightings and orbs. And so my son was asking me if he thought that Bigfoot had like a realm that he could pop in and out of, and I absolutely agree. I think that it's so much so that I think that he could even be standing right here against this tree, and if he doesn't want us to see him, we
Yeah.
won't see him. He literally could be standing in front of us.
I have the feeling like we're being watched right now. I don't know about you guys.
That big eye that you saw, yeah. No, I think he is absolutely watching us, dude.
Our perception cannot see them. I think that is the main area of research that most people who are in paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, that's where we need to start looking, is different frequencies, different spectrums of vision, and that's where the answer is.
I also think that maybe this Bigfoot could be very protective over his family if we are dealing with a family out here, because I just had kind of this vision in my mind of like his family, like we can hear the river down here, maybe the family and the kids, the mom, the females and stuff are down here getting a drink of water, and because I really feel that we are sort of being watched, and it's like a powerful, it's a male presence.
They do have certain ones that they're guards, okay? They're out there. So in their family unit, they may have, say, a teenager or something like that. His job is to let them know, the rest of the clan know, that once you walk into an area, we got people in the area. Some people want to call them apes, want to call them all kinds of other stuff. No, they're people. They're a race of people. They just look different than us, okay?
That male could be on high alert right now. And if you guys are hearing something, he's probably kind of just like really on our tail, kind of.
Yeah, as we've been moving down even more, I've been feeling even more of a presence, even more of being watched.
For sure.
Like a weird feeling. Yeah, and about a minute or two ago, I heard something that was almost like, it almost sounded like Nate's growl, but like even lower, but like really, really faint, like really far away. Like it was carried over here.
That's weird.
And right after you hit that tree with your stick, I thought I heard like a slight little like breaking like another stick. Like in the same direction that we were
Big things coming from this direction.
I heard snaps.
From that direction. Hold on.
Bigfoot down here.
What is that?
No idea.
No, I heard like a little twig.
I'm not sure if the camera picked this up at all. We're gonna check it out through editing, but I heard a big thump, and it was actually down on the mountain towards where we thought the families were, and I'd heard this big thump in the trees, and it was far away, but maybe like a couple hundred feet. It was pretty interesting, and I don't know what it was.
All right. So far on our adventure, we have found tons and tons of bark stripped trees and knocked over trees completely snapped in half that just wouldn't make sense. and
trees stacked on top of each other.
forming the
very
X's.
weird ways, yeah.
And,
Yeah, some wood crossed. Very
and finding
interesting.
like weird patches of almost fur-looking stuff on most of those trees.
Yeah, and we've also seen some pretty interesting prints.
Yeah, I was just about to say
We
that.
saw a few, and I feel like we've heard some pretty interesting noises. I don't know if we've managed to capture any of that, but I definitely felt a presence as well, especially when we were listening to that weird noise that
Right.
we heard. Yeah, it was down there.
Like almost he knew that we found his child or whatever, and now he's on high alert. But the vibe has mellowed down, almost like we have left the general area where he is and where his kid is.
What if the trees over here is like the exit and entrance?
Trees back over there.
Right. There has to be another marker if this is the boundary.
I was traveling from La Pine to Fort Rock, Christmas Valley area, in the wooded area, and it was, well, about this big, as far away as I was approaching it, from right to left across the highway. Didn't use very many steps. It was bipedal. It was all one color, so there wasn't a variation of clothing or anything. Plus, it crossed the highway pretty quick. Could it have been a person in a suit? I don't think so, because there were no cars, no side roads, no housing. That doesn't make sense to me.
Blue Ridge is definitely an area where there's Bigfoot hunts that go on. And there's been multiple times we've been out camping up in that area, and you're just hearing this god-awful, blood-curdling scream in the pitch black of night that's not human. You know what I'm saying? Like it reminds me of some of them other ones that I've seen on different like Bigfoot documentaries and stuff like that. You know, you've never seen anything, but good Lord, that scream, dude, you're just like, it freezes your whole entire body. Like, I don't even know how to explain the amount of panic that you're in that short period of time. You hear this thing less than 50 yards from you screaming at the top of its lungs in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. Like, about time to defend yourself and hang on for dear life.
Yeah.
Whoever thinks that Sasquatch don't exist, all I'm gonna say is this: I get it. I was you until I experienced them. You have to experience it. That's it. You have to, and only then will you know there's something else besides us. They want people, when they hear Bigfoot or Sasquatch or whatever, they want people to laugh and then think of, and you know, the first thing you think of is Star Wars or this or that or conspiracy theory of Bigfoot. Hilarious. It's funny, and I agree. I agreed with that for my whole life until a few years ago. So
I think that if we shifted a lot of the research that we're doing now into extraterrestrials and we shifted it towards like Bigfoot research, I think we would get a lot more information about both. I think we would get a lot further. Yes, there'd be more crossover, and we ain't got to go looking in the sky or outer space or the interdimensional. You know, they have been actually sighted in our dimension. We know that they have the ability to cross over. There's been apparently physical evidence of these beings, and apparently there's the more research that's done, there's a lot of connection to what's going on with the ET and UFO phenomenon. So I think if we kind of shifted a little bit, maybe focus more on this stuff, or take some of those brilliant researchers that are looking into the ET phenomenon and bring them over to the Bigfoot side and see what'll happen. That's the problem with, you know, people's egos in these communities. They get too far deep into, you know, a belief system or something, and they don't want to kind of cross it over and look at the other side of things. Yeah. And I think we'd get a lot further in all this research if we did that.
So some of these things is hard for me to comprehend, some things hard for me to believe. And they said it's not what you believe, it's what you're willing to accept. So, you know, guys, we can see some things that we don't believe, but could I accept it, that it happened? Can you accept that there are other things on this earth that we can't explain?